Hello, hello, hello. We are live.
Excellent.
How is Jim?
It's been it's been a nice week. Had a good show on this past weekend, and then I'm in Arizona, and the weather is just perfect.
Yeah, I often wonder, like if I was living in America, I think when it comes to this time of the year, I
Yeah,
would be going to the warmer parts.
yeah, absolutely. That's why I try to book as much as I can down in Arizona during this time. You don't want to be here in summer. I'll tell you, I've lived here in summer, and it's freaking awful.
Hot.
But winter, it's perfect, and fall. How
Cool.
are you doing?
I'm doing all right, actually. Like I say, the weather is cold. I'm just getting ready for it's the UK Hypnosis Conference
Mm,
this weekend, so
nice.
I'm popping down there.
Yeah,
There's quite a few of our American friends that are over for the conference,
great.
and so that's kind of the main reason for being there. But Sunday afternoon, I've got a big show in Sheffield, which is only 20 minutes away from me here, but
Mm.
obviously 6 hours away from the conference. So
Yeah.
I'm going to finish my talk, jump in the car, and then come all the way back over here.
Very cool. Are there many? Is there much emphasis on performing hypnosis at that conference?
It is predominantly, I would say it's more evidence-based, scientific-based. It's very serious.
Mm,
Out of all the hypnosis conferences, Adam does a great job, but it is very evidence-based. It is very scientific. They do have some, they do have some performance element to it, which is quite nice. And obviously, last year they had Darren Brown as one of the kind of a
right.
Q&A, which was a great coup for the conference.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very much Adam Eason is evidence based, which is really cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's nice to have all these different kinds of conferences out there.
Yeah, so for me, it's going to be interesting to see what it's like because it is quite formal, and so I'm going to enjoy that. But yeah, like I say, rather than being like for me, it's not that far. I can go there and then come back. Whereas, like for me, I save all my energy up for like the great big conferences that are specific for performers, such as the PHS.
Indeed. Wow. What a transition.
Exactly, exactly. What a great
The,
segue.
the only hypnosis conference in the world focused solely on entertainment hypnotists, and in fact, had somebody submit a late submission, but I really would have liked to have taken them because they're from India. Again, we
Oh,
want to get
wow.
these worldwide presenters. I'd tell them, sorry, it's not hypnotherapy. They pitched a couple of hypnotherapy type things,
Yeah,
and I asked them. I said, hey, if you got something on stage stuff, please resubmit. We'd love to have you.
yeah. And that's it. It's nice that it is focused on that, so it means us performers can get better shows, do better marketing,
Right.
do better things. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. What we're trying to do here is, and even in the group and in the chats, sometimes we're getting some other stuff, and I'm sorry, we just decline those, even though we love you, we decline your post because it's not about that. But we want performers that go to this summit and that are involved in the group and stuff to get the best bang for their buck, and that's what
Yeah,
they're getting. They're not. It's not watered down. If you're not interested in hypnotherapy and that kind of stuff, it's just for you.
yeah. And there's always a crossover areas like there's some mindset stuff which is great for entrepreneurs, which is great for performers. There is that crossover element, but it's also a place where we're not going to hear about sound baths and gong baths and
Right.
different astral projection stuff, which is all great in their
Right.
own particular
Yeah.
niche. The hypnotherapy world is, a very big world and has some phenomenal conferences. Hypno Thoughts Live, for example,
Oh yeah.
UK Hypnosis Conference, Michigan International Hypnosis Conference, and
Yeah.
obviously Heartland's some great ones. To name but a few, there is lots and lots of ones. And obviously, straight after PHS, we also have an amazing hypnotherapy conference. So if you want to tick that box, that is absolutely a box there to be ticked.
Yes.
But this is what about, because I found when I was starting out, it is a lonely place.
Very.
As a
Right.
performer, we're on the road all the time. We maybe have a couple of friends, but there isn't these conferences where I can learn to tweak my pre-talk, my show poster, or anything like that. So PHS is the place to do for that. And the networking is unbelievable.
Frozen or
Wouldn't you
ran.
agree? I thought I lost you for a second then, Jim.
Yeah, I thought I lost you.
Oh,
Well, you know, the other thing, so the other thing is like, if you're into hypnotherapy, even like NGH meetings, I've never seen anyone do any kind of performance stuff at an NGH meeting. Most meetups that are out there, you know, they don't, they're not focused on performing. Although I've thought about opening up some stuff to that idea, and we might talk a little bit about that today or on another one. But so yeah, it is really a lonely place. And then also you've got uh, especially when I think when maybe even more so when you were coming up and when I was coming up, the kind of big dogs that maybe we ran into didn't want to help because they just saw you as competition.
yeah. But you know what? The landscape has now changed with PHS,
Yeah,
with ISHA, International Stage Hypnosis Association. There is starting to get a sense of community, which we never had on the stage side of things. Even the therapist had it,
yep,
but I think the stage world is starting to get that now. People are really. It's not a case of I'm competing with you. It's how can we help each other do better. And again, you know, PHS epitomizes that. Everyone gets together, sharing ideas, and just doing better shows.
you
We're
know,
doing better
speaking of,
shows, we're going to be earning more money as well. That's the important thing.
you know, I think bringing the prices up in general, you know, and I want to come back, you know, I want to come back to something in just a moment, but I think that, you know, everyone talks about how the prices have gone lower because everybody keeps undercutting, you know, and I think that the cure for that is to start doing better shows,
Mm,
you know, making it worth what it used to be worth. You know, you know, there's people that are, you know, and I was just talking with a student recently and was just and we were kind of I'm doing some mentorship with this person and completely self-taught, you know, and which is fine. You and I are both self-taught too, and then we find out why that's not such a great idea, maybe, because I was just going to say because what they had done is they had outlined this script of skits, but I was like, you know, you really don't want to put this one here. You need to start off with some lighter stuff, and
mm,
we kind of went through why we start with kind of the easier stuff, the large body muscle type stuff before we go into, you know, these other things, you know, hypnot, you know, hallucinations and stuff.
yeah. And it's the natural progression. Like if you know you've done a bit whatever, you've done some self-taught, you've been on a course, you've done whatever, you start doing the odd show, and then you really invest in yourself. You come to the conference like PHS, and you get to meet all of these legends in the industry, and you get to kind of suck it and see. You get to see who you want to be. That's probably the wrong words. You get to see who would be a good mentor for you. You get to sit down, talk with them, listen to them speak, and kind of go, actually, they resonate with me. And I believe you should train with everybody. You know,
Totally.
everyone's got something that they can kind of share. Everyone's got a different style. Everyone's got something. There's no right or wrong way in stage hypnosis. But
Yeah.
there's some great people out there that can supercharge your success by learning from their mistakes. And so spend a bit of time with one person, you know, train with them, mentor with them, and then move on to other people. So then you're getting everything there. And that's what PHS is. All of those people are in one place.
And you know, and I got to tell you, speaking of, and I know we're not talking about Isha. I mean, we are not Isha for anybody who's one. You know, we're not. You know, Grant and I are both members of
Mm,
it, and Grant's a board member. But um, I just need to give a plug to Isha because today we were in the Imagination Lab with
wow.
Terry Stokes.
Wow.
Took an hour out of his time. He's got nothing to gain from this. He's trying to give back, and we got such valuable information from him today. Just
Yeah.
really an hour of just great back and forth. Everybody's talking. We've got huge names in the industry, you know, in there as well, all learning together. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
And a routine that I've done for years, just from that conversation, from that Zoom, I can tweak it a little bit and just make it funnier.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so that is brilliant.
And I had the same experience when I listened to him before. And I was like, you know, and you know, because I was putting a lot of pressure on the volunteer. I didn't realize this, but I'm putting the pressure to be creative on the volunteers. And Terry's like, no, do this
Yeah.
and you'll have better results. And boom, immediately had better results.
Yep. And that's it. I think the danger or the problem we've had as performers in the past is we do enough to do a show and get paid, and then we kind of stay there. We don't look to people to improve and get better. And
Yeah.
it's not that it needs to be redone. it's sometimes if you just tweak it a little bit, if you just change the angle a little bit, it just has such a dramatic effect on the impact of your shows. And just that stuff that Terry Stokes was talking about in that meeting just helps your show go to the roof 10 times easier. Tommy V said exactly the same. By doing that one technique, which you have to be there to get it, you do that one technique, it just takes your show from being good into being great. And that's what we want.
Absolutely. And I believe those are all going to be available in the archive, right? So, I mean, if you join now, you could still go back and watch those.
Absolutely.
Very valuable content. So
exactly. And again, it's great people sharing,
Yeah.
their routines, their techniques. Yeah, it is so good.
And to make an awkward transition, let's move over to PHS. I do want to let you all know that we have some different stuff available this year. We actually have a vendor room this year, and we haven't talked much about this, but we are going to have vendor tables. And so
I think I've lost you, Jim.
Oh, am I back now?
Back again.
So vendor tables, we'll be sharing links for that. Also sponsorships. We've got a bunch of different sponsorships available this year. Corey Swallow was a sponsor last year, but we're opening it up to even more people. And so some great opportunities for you to boost your business.
Yeah. And again, it's targeted at performing hypnotists, speakers, presenters. And again, great people. You have got them locked in there. Not only are they the type of people that you want for your business, but they are people that are also serious about their business, hence them being in Vegas at this summit.
Yes, indeed. Also, I got a message and, from somebody asking to confirm the dates for Performing Hypnosis Summit. It's all that's on the website, guys.
Yeah.
It's all on the website. It's all in the Facebook group. performinghypnosissummit.com. And look, it is my job. It's Grant's job. We answer your questions. That is our job. Rather not spend a lot of time on those kind of things, though. I know it seems real easy because you can just reach out to us on Facebook and stuff. But some of these questions that you can look up for yourself, it's kind of ideal if you do that.
Yeah. Google is your friend.
Totally. Yeah. And you save yourself time and you save us time, because by the time you actually send that message, you can find out. And I know maybe there was some confusion about, I think sometimes people aren't, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't in the group. They don't check their emails, or their emails go to spam. So there may be a couple of people that we messaged because, we did have different dates for about 2 weeks. And people bought some tickets, but we repeatedly told people over and over again, nope, those dates are gone now. We're doing these dates.
Yeah.
So,
as organizers, we need to kind of lock in a date as soon as we possibly can.
Exactly.
As we know from venues, it kind of moves around, and to enable us to give you the best value, so that you can come to PHS and then go on to ICBCH. Did I say that right? Is it ICBCH?
Yes, ICBCH. Yep.
Oh, there we go. That's probably the first time I said it right. I always kind of get it mixed up. And in order to deliver that value, so that you can come to this and then go on to that, we need to shuffle those dates around. Because better to do that than to fight against each other on those dates. And so we want, again, we know when it comes time for traveling for conferences, it can be expensive. So if you can tick 2 conferences off with 1 travel itinerary, that is a dream situation.
Really, especially for you international folks, because we got people coming in from Great Britain, Amsterdam, Spain. We really do have an international audience this year. A lot of internationals. Yeah,
which is great, because it's interesting to see how the different countries kind of deal with the performance side of things as well. Like, seeing some of the show stuff that Jeff Bennick does and the production that goes into that show is truly phenomenal. And to learn from Jeff on setting up your lighting and that side of things, I'm really excited for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Such great stuff. We really, every year we just have a better and better lineup. We've got just amazing presenters. I would just say, if you need to find some information, search first in the group. You'll find the hotel information is in there. The schedule's in there. If you look in the featured section, all that stuff is there. Dan Goyette, good to see you, my friend. Jeff is the man.
Yeah, Dan is running a pre-conference workshop as well with Mike, which again is phenomenal. Check that out. When Dan was doing his show, he took he took his show on the road. So that was a lot of sound, that was a lot of production, and that's can be the difference that makes the difference.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what's going to set you apart from the other hypnotists that are just kind of showing up.
Yeah. And again, you'll learn these techniques. You'll learn if you want to just rock up with a microphone and a speaker. You'll learn the best way of doing that and still be able to deliver a good show. And if you want the big bucks where they fly in the AV companies for you, you're going to learn that from people that are at this summit that have done that. So stop. Don't make it hard for yourself. Follow that path of least resistance. People that have done it can teach you how to do it.
Yeah. And then the other part of this is the community part. We, as we've said many times, and really, I think the thing that caused the most FOMO for people wasn't even the classes. It was oh my God, you all are going to hang out at Kevin Lepine's show and hang out afterwards, having dinner. You're going over to Catherine Hicklin's house. I mean, I can't tell you how cool it is to go. We get in town early. We go have lunch with Anthony Cools and Steve Falcon and these guys. I mean, it's so cool, guys. You get to hang out with these guys. You get to shake Tom Silver's hand, Terry Stokes' hand.
But you know what it does?
Yeah.
And I think the stuff that we've done is an absolute testament to it. You get to make real connections.
Yeah.
You get to sit down with Tom Silver and have a chat with him and realize what a great guy he is. Mm-hmm. And then you get to call him up.
Yeah.
You totally, get to make those connections of people that you might have put on a pedestal in the industry, but you get to meet them, you get to get those connections. And when you're struggling for a show or you need some advice, you can ring that person that is the person that is going to fix that problem for you, the person that's going to give you genuine advice that's going to help you, and create friends with legends in the hypnosis world.
Yeah. And something that we've finally asked is that we're giving you the classes, we're giving you the community, and then Grant and I, along with Salish, Jawan, we're going to take you a deeper dive now in March. Yeah. So for those of you that are really committed, really want to up your game, come join us for the Thailand retreat.
Yeah.
You're going to spend at least 5 days, hanging out with us. You're going to learn the mindset stuff. You're going to learn, Salish, number one in the world, according to a lot of sources.
Yeah.
He's going to be leading you some guided meditation, talking about his journey, how to up your game, you really got to stand out. And that's what's going to make you more money and get you more prestige. If people go, oh, I don't want a hypnosis show. I want a Grant Saunders hypnosis show, or I want a Jim Kellner hypnosis show.
Exactly. And that's done in a part of the world that is just unbelievable, and there's no distractions, and it means you are laser focused on your success, both your mindset, spiritually, financially, emotionally, physically. Everything about it is kind of designed to enable you to just really run to the moon and to the stars.
Yeah, I mean, just think about that. I mean, you're not, family is great, but you're not, family is distracting. So for those that week or something, you don't have to run up to the grocery store. You don't have to do all these things, all this stuff. You're going to be right there. This is all you're doing. Plus we've worked in a whole bunch of fun stuff too. So you're going to really create some bonds that are going to last a lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's life experience. These are memories, learnings, knowledge that's going to lock that in. We know as hypnotists, we talk about, you add emotion, you make those pictures vivid, bright, colored. That's what we're doing. We're taking that retreat and we're putting it in a place where the colors are vivid, where the sounds, the smells, all of it is about success. Feel yourself on that beach with the sand beneath your feet, with the sun beating down in a tropical paradise. And that's where you'll be learning so that you can live that life.
And you know what? I mean, and for some of you, it's going to sound cheesy, but getting those influencer photos, man, over there in Thailand.
Getting that content. Oh, Yeah.
I know that people scoff at that, but I got to tell you, both Grant and I have kind of moved into the influencer space on a kind of maybe a minimal level for me, but there's a lot of advantages, guys. There's a ton of advantages to this that we might share with you at the retreat. But
at the retreat,
at the retreat, yeah. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of cool stuff happening for me because of becoming an influencer.
Yeah, and that's it. It's about that life that you don't think is possible, making it possible, and then it's something else.
And I got to tell you, it's actually easier than you think it is when you know the right steps.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you know the steps, take action. That's the thing. You can know about it and not do anything about it, and then once you pull the trigger on it, it's just like you go, "Oh, I wish I'd have started this sooner."
And that's like, Carol Burgett came out to my show out here in Arizona, and she's one of those people that took action. We meet people all the time at conferences and stuff that, they learned hypnosis, they learned stage hypnosis, hypnotherapy, whatever, and they're still waiting for that perfect moment to jump in. She's one of those people that hit the ground running. She got her training, and within weeks, she had a show.
Yeah, and now has a regular show as well, if I believe, right? Is it
several years? Yeah, she just booked a pretty nice gig especially for somebody this kind of early on, getting paid pretty well for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, check out Joe Beth, who does In Between Two Minds, a great podcast where he's interviewing presenters from PHS as well. So do check him out. And again, the work he's doing is really, really great.
Yeah. He's another one hit the ground running. But
yeah.
Hey, we know we're going to keep these short for you. We're not going to go real long, but please tune in every Tuesday until the conference for our updates on PHS.
And if you have any silly questions about the conference, this is a good place to do it. If you do want to know the dates or anything, jump on this live stream and ask us those questions, and we will happily answer them whilst we're live as well.
The other thing too is that's a great point. If you have questions like that, what are the actual dates of the conference? Post them in the group, because I'll bet if you're wondering, somebody else is wondering too. And so it's much better. I would rather answer the group, answer all, what do we got in there, like 3,000 or 4,000 people now, rather than just one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Answer it once to 3,500 people rather than answering it 3,500 times to one person.
And if the person that asked watches this, believe me, I'm totally fine with it. I'm just letting you know the way that that it would be ideal to happen.
Yes. Thank you, Chuck King. Chuck King says sounds great.
Hey, Chuck, thanks for watching.
Cool. Guys, yes, we'll see you next week. Take care. Don't forget Hypno News, Thursday night, Friday morning, depending where you are in the world.
Yes.
1 a.m. UK time, and it is...
I want to say 8 p.m. Eastern, even with the time change. Yeah, it should still be 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern.
Yeah, I think we're back on track.
Right.
All right, everybody. As well.
Stay awesome, everyone.
Cool. Take care.